this yet again.
We're actually back and it hasn't been a month. So,
No,
hello.
not yet, at least. So that's
We
pretty
got the
good.
first part. We hit record. So, we're on the way.
Yes,
We're on the way.
right. This episode is on the way to you, Amazon Prime, 2-day delivery. It'll be there before you know it. So yeah, we're back.
Well, welcome to Yikes. It's
Yes.
actually Yikes After Hours. Or what's the voice?
After
After
hours.
Hours. Yes. My name is Ken.
I'm Cee Cee.
And we're here to chat.
Yeah. That's kind of it. So I guess without further ado, welcome back. Does anything good happen to you today? Anything interesting in this last week?
Nothing too crazy. I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. It's been a very short week. So that's been interesting. We're like in the middle of a snowstorm or something like that. Which is definitely storming other places, but
Right.
just not North Carolina.
No, it's just cold
Yeah.
and wet. Like if it's gonna do something, just do it. I think I said this last time too. Like, don't just half-ass it, like snow already, or don't, or just like let me go outside.
Yeah, which I mean, I've kind of been vibing with the weather low key. It's like I'm already inside, so I feel like I'm not missing anything, outside.
Right.
So it's like, whatever, it's cozy, but it makes me not productive at all.
Yeah, same. Very, very, very much same. I had like 5 emails that I needed to send at the end of the day for work. And it's like a template of like sending people social media stuff. I have written this template. All I have to do is put in the names, add the links, and send it off. I only could get through 3. I was like, I'm doing the other 2
It's too
tomorrow. I
much, too
literally just
much.
can't do it anymore. I need a break.
I feel the
It is
same
what it
way.
is.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, since it's Yikes After Hours, I guess our
Yes.
topics have to be about after hours, right? Right?
Yes. Yes. It's nice because normally my evening consists of like getting done with work, fucking around, maybe playing some music, eating some dinner, and then getting in bed to watch a movie and eat some ice cream and going to sleep. So this is like a fun little addition to my evening.
I love that. I love that. I feel like
Yeah.
most of my nights now are spent marathoning something. Recently, it's been a lot of Drag Race. Like, honestly, I feel like my useful brain cells have been just taken out, and it's just been Drag Race, which I'm
Right.
actually not mad about. We just bought like Wow Presents Plus, which is like the actual like
Oh.
streaming
Because
thing.
y'all used to watch Drag Race all the time. Because whenever I would go to your house, like we would watch Drag Race like by default. Because it's like, well, we just need to sit here and like be bored together. So like, let's just watch Drag Race instead.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
like it's more than before.
Oh, yes, for sure. Well, now because we have access to Drag Race UK, Drag Race Canada, Drag Race Thailand, there's the
Right.
Work the World tour, like with like little individual stories on each of them. Like this shit is entertaining. Like I don't know what to say. Like it is. But have you been watching any good movies, seen any good movies or anything like that recently?
I have been watching a lot of bullshit movies. I keep watching movies that my mom recommends, and they're all sad at the end for some reason. So normally, like at least once a week, I get a good cry out of it because my mom told me to watch some movie that's like really fucking sad.
I love
Um,
that. I also love that y'all have such a healthy relationship that you're like, you know what, I will take your recommendations. Like I live for that. I do.
oh
Because I
yeah.
can't say that I would watch everything that my parents send me. um, so I love that
Yeah,
for you.
no, my mom, she's great. She's perfect in every single way. Honestly, the woman can do absolutely nothing wrong. And so her movie recommendations are all good, but they are sad. And they're always like romantic movies with like middle-aged people and they're just sad. So, but I watched Ready Player One the other day, which I love that movie. That's like just a really good, it's so fucking long, but it's just a really interesting movie. And it really makes you think about because there's like, I don't have you seen it?
Mm-mm.
So there's like this virtual reality video game that everyone's playing and like the creator of the game dies and he like hid an Easter egg. So like whoever can solve these like puzzles, get these keys fast enough, um, faster than everyone else, wins like control of this whole universe, and like the whole world has gone to shit. Everybody lives their life in this like little virtual universe thing. And this kid goes up against this company that's like hired all these people to try and win because they want to take over. It's fascinating. And it really makes you think about like, wow, digital shit is really taking over our lives. And sometimes, especially in quarantine, wouldn't it be fun to just be able to live this whole virtual world where you get to create yourself however way you want? So would recommend that movie.
How do you feel about digital taking over the world? Like, I feel like among our generation, it's like not a big deal, but do you have like an unpopular opinion about that? Or like, where do you see things going?
I don't think I have. I don't know. I mean, I feel like we're so far away from being there, but that doesn't mean we're probably like not going to get there at some point. Because right now we just put so much of ourselves online, but imagine if you could put a whole new version of yourself online where nobody knows you and things like that. I think about that a lot too, especially like, I don't know, with TikTok and stuff. It's like, well, I like doing this. I like dancing this. I like whatever. Then you're like, well, what if people see me? Like my friends see me. Is that going to be embarrassing? Like all this kind of shit. And it's like, it shouldn't be because it doesn't matter. But if you had a virtual person, nobody would ever know it was you. And you wouldn't have to, I mean, there are just so many things you wouldn't have to worry about with the anonymity of it all. I kind of live for some anonymity. I wish I could go like fully unrecognizable for some point in time. I just feel like that would be fun.
Yeah,
That
I
was a long
agree.
thought, but
No, I agree. I agree. I mean, I can't see it being a bad thing, but I'm just so curious. Like, if we just, I feel like we're moving so fast. Like, when are
yeah,
we gonna like catch up to like what we're doing? You know, like I don't know. It's just
right.
very crazy to me.
Yeah. I
So.
mean, it's I have no idea. I'm just gonna watch it play out, and like I'll probably play for a while too. More of that
Yeah.
story,
And I
but
gotta say, I will be waiting when I can afford like a car that will drive itself because I mean, once
oh
that
yeah,
happens, baby, it's all over. I don't think I need anything else. Like
right.
that would be
Teslas
amazing.
like are really doing that shit, and they're also I found out recently not
Not
nearly
that
as expensive
expensive.
as I thought.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
so
they're
that's
not
kind
that
of
expensive.
scary because that means even if you don't get a Tesla, that technology is going to be pretty readily accessible pretty soon, which is kind of freaky too.
Yeah. But
But
like, are we putting too much trust in these
right,
things? I don't want no iRobot shit happening, like, but
all the computers are taking over the world. I mean, in terms of like safety stuff, like they get into accidents a lot less than like regular ass people do. So I feel like in that sense, yes. But like once it learns past me, that's going to be scary. So today I met the guy who created the technology for Alexa and sold it to Bezos. So that was super exciting.
oh my gosh, that is
Oh,
very exciting.
did you hear her? She heard me. She's in my bathroom. Yeah, I also at one point was like, nobody's ever gonna want to just have microphones in their house, and like I cackled. I was like, oh my god, yeah, that obviously that was not true. Um, but yeah, and listening to him talk about that and the evolution of that, and like how far it's come, and how at one point, you know, when he was working on this stuff like 10, 15, 20 years ago, he thought that nobody was ever going to want this. And now it's like everywhere. So I don't know. That's just another side note. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but technology is going to take us over. And I hope Alexa isn't a bitch to me. That's all I have to say about that.
I mean, T, they do be listening, so
Right. Like I'm sitting
like
in my
all the
living room
time.
and she just heard me in the bathroom and she's probably like 25 feet away. So
Yeah.
she's really listening.
I'm learning about you. No, but I love
Right.
that. I'm trying to think
Okay.
of
Yeah, go ahead.
I was actually just trying to think of like if I've seen anything really good recently, also, like back onto the topic of
Yeah,
movies.
I was just about to switch it back to the topic too. I watched a movie while you're thinking about that. I watched a movie that was really bad. Just like it was really just it was bad. And I like there were parts in it where I think that it was intended to be like not good. Like I just couldn't tell. It was too meta. It was like at some points it was like this is just not a good movie. And then it was like so bad where it's like okay, clearly they did that on purpose. Like maybe there's something here that's supposed to be a joke and I just don't get it. But it was some like Netflix movie. I can't even tell you what it's called, but it had Craig Ferguson in it. And Craig Ferguson is my king. Craig Ferguson is like what is 35 plus 23? I did this math the other day. Almost 70? Is that right? I can't. Anyways, he
57,
can get it.
58,
Yeah,
something
I
like
don't
that.
care. I literally don't give a shit how old he is. I would still date the fuck out of the man. I love him. Like he used to host the like late show when I was a kid, and he's so fucking funny. He's got so many cool tattoos. He's Scottish and he could get it. And so I didn't give a shit about how bad the movie was because he could get it. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. You talk for a second.
um, I was gonna say that actually I've been watching a really good show because movies aren't my shit really. But there's like this glass blowing show that's actually really good. And it's kind of in the same style. Like, first of all, any of those British competition shows, they're always like so much better than anything that I normally see. Like, well, except for I don't know why, like, we'll not never get into the Great British Baking Show because everyone says it's so
You're
good.
wrong for that. It's awesome.
Yeah, okay. Everyone keeps saying that. Everyone keeps saying that, but I don't know. But the big flower fight, which was basically just like people who do flower arranging for a living were competing and they're all nice and help each other out and just live their best life, which is really cute and fun. But glass blowing, like the same concept, and they just have these challenges where they have to make stuff straight out of glass. And it's so crazy, like the things that you can do to like transform glass. So I really love that.
I heard a lot about that show recently. Sorry, I forgot I ordered Go Puff. Of course I did because I'm their biggest fan. So they're about to come and knock on my door. But anyways, that was your little solo moment. I've heard a lot about that show. People have been talking about it a lot.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out because the episodes are like 20 something minutes. Very like low commitment level, but
We love
very
that.
entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah. I need something that's low commitment level, something that I can just like turn on in the background and just like have on. Recently, I've been watching a lot of true crime
Mm.
stories. And I'll watch like on YouTube like hours long worth of interrogations and then like what they say in court to like get them convicted. So it's been like a really fascinating like remember when I used to go want to go to law school kind of moment of like watching all of it. That's been the other thing that I've been into. But I can't watch that before I go to bed because that makes me have scary dreams.
Yes, and like I actually haven't watched really a crime show in so long, but I remember that's all I used to fill my head with when I was like a kid. And I would be with my mom because all she would watch was Criminal Minds, like all that stuff. So I would literally just watch people get brutally murdered, like at my grandmother's house, and be like, "This is entertainment." So like, yes, I'm gonna eat this shit up, like, and I was.
Right.
Um,
They're here. Continue to talk again. We might cut this out. We might leave it in. This is our real lives, everyone.
Oh my gosh, another solo moment. I don't know what I'm gonna do. What am I gonna say? Um, hey y'all, and tweet. That's all. That's all I have to say. Actually, I do have something to say. I'm very upset that GoPuff, what Cee Cee is ordering right now, is not in my area. And they're also in some of the areas of Chapel Hill, but they're just not here. And that'll be so great because I literally hate leaving my house, like for anything. And if I could go without leaving my house, I most definitely would. So that's very unfortunate because I feel like everything's accessible with GoPuff, but
You're
I don't
exactly
know.
right. Everything is accessible with GoPuff. I
I
am
hate
GoPuff's
you.
absolute. I'm sorry. I have my AirPod in. I heard that you were jealous. I am GoPuff's absolute biggest fucking fan. Like the amount of shit that I get from them is ridiculous, and I love it because it's like you're telling me that if I pay $5.99 a month, I just have to tip somebody to bring me the same shit I could go and get at the store. I don't have to leave my house. Duh.
Oh, I didn't
Okay.
even know it was like a subscription thing. That's sweet.
Yes, you can pay per delivery, or I'm like a commercial. You can pay per delivery, or you can pay $5.99 a month to join the fam, which
The
obviously I did.
fam.
And yeah, all my deliveries are free. I just have to give the driver like $2 or $3.
That's very nice. I love that. What'd you order?
I ordered Gatorade and paper towels. So nothing exciting. But my paper towels, we cannot stick to a topic. My paper towels just ran out. I had so many fucking paper towels because my mom, her like weird COVID thing has been like buying just a bajillion paper towels. Is your phone vibrating?
It is not.
That was scary. I just heard like anyways. So she bought a million paper towels. And she's gave me some of them. I'm like, Mom, I'm only one bitch, right? Like I'm only one girl living alone. How are you going to give me 24 rolls of paper towels? That I'm never going to use them all. And that was in like September, and I finally finished all of those paper towels.
I love that. But think about it. That was something you never had to worry about for
Exactly.
that
And so
long.
now I had to like order 2 from GoPuff until I can go and see my mom. So then she can give me another pack. And then I won't have to buy any more until the summertime.
I live for that.
Yeah.
Speaking of, this is like a very random thing, but
Okay.
are you planning on staying in Raleigh for another year? What's the tea? What's going on?
I don't know. I was just talking with my mom about that earlier today, actually. I truly cannot tell you because right now, my plan is still move to New York. But every time it gets, like, every day that it gets closer, the more I'm like, I just don't know if it's the right time. I wonder if would be making a decision that I think would be too rushed or like too uncertain, things like that. So, I don't know. That's a fantastic question. To be determined. I really can't give you an answer.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. I was just like in New York and the homophobia was high, might I say. Like, actually,
Really?
yes, never experienced that before. Never experienced that before, but literally, like,
Wow.
what I mean, like, my boyfriend and I were standing on the subway and, like, a woman, like, made a whole scene, like, standing up yelling on the bus type shit,
Oh
like, on
my
the subway type shit.
God.
Yes, it was like a whole thing. And I was like, okay, lady, conversation's over. Like, turned around, like, tried to disengage. And she kept going. She literally kept going. And I'm like, baby, who are you entertaining? Everybody is on their phone. Like, you're literally talking to
Right.
yourself. And this is honestly embarrassing for you because I'm
Yeah.
also just like, because she was in front of her son and she was like, this is like, you're bad. Like, basically saying we were like negatively influencing him. And I'm like,
Oh my
baby, I just
God.
saw someone shit in the subway. Okay, so I know this is not the worst thing that your child has seen in the last 24 hours. Okay, you live in New York, get it together.
Right.
Like, yeah. And that was also not the only like homophobic experience we had. But it was just very interesting. I don't know if it's because the morale's super low because everyone's, sad it's still COVID and it's winter and it's gross and whatever.
Right.
I don't really give a fuck what the excuse was, but just
All the
weird
gays
vibes.
were smart enough to stay inside. All the
Yeah, I guess the
straights are
gays
the only
go in
ones who are out.
hibernation during the winter or something, and so they must have
That's
forgotten.
that's so unfortunate. I like
Yeah,
that. I'm so sorry to hear that. Like that just makes my heart sad for you.
that's okay. That's okay. It just like I wasn't expecting it, so that's what made it like very
Right.
weird.
Because you think,
Um,
oh, you're going to get out of Raleigh. Because that's something I was talking to my mom about too. I was like, I mean, there are definitely groups here in Raleigh of people and like scenes here that are full of lots of really cool, artistic, and fun people. But it's still North Carolina. So to get to that, you have to like make it through all of the levels of homophobes and rednecks and just generally like misogynistic people, to get there.
yeah,
And when you're stuck inside all the time, you can't, start leveling up to get to that point. So I don't know. It's just I would expect that here, but in New York,
yeah. I
you're
know
really
that's the
that
thing.
fast?
Yeah, and also I can definitely testify and say like I have been on that subway far much gayer than I was this
Oh
time.
yes,
Like I've gone out in the city like half dressed in the winter with a
right.
group of gays and never like in my life felt unsafe. So just interesting.
That
So
is interesting.
beware, ladies and gentlemen. Stay safe out there. There are
Right.
still ignorant people everywhere.
That's yikes. That's a big yikes. Like, when are we all just gonna get over it? Like, I'm just so ready for it. When is
Yeah.
everybody just gonna get over everyone else and just worry about themselves? That's the
That
real tea.
no, it's so weird. It's like people are incapable of minding their business. Like, wait,
Right.
what? I literally just did it. Like, it's literally that simple. Like, you just mind your business and that's it. Like, I just don't get it.
You had me confused there for a second. Really though, and it's like it's small shit too. Like I have been on my jumpsuit kick. I'm not or sweatsuit kick. I'm not wearing a sweatsuit today. I might as well be though. It's pretty freaking close. But I was wearing my orange matching sweatsuit with the eyes all over it just to like run in to Publix. I was just like, what did I need the other day? I can't even fucking remember. It was so relevant. The entire trip was so relevant. What I do remember though is that everybody in that store was like staring me down. I'm like, is there like
can I help you?
Yeah, is there something I can do for you?
Yeah.
And it's like the back of the sweatshirt says something like, you know, that feeling that people are watching you. I have that right now. Weird. As in like you're reading it and it's like funny, haha. But these people were really staring me down to the point to where I got to the self-checkout and stood next to a guy who had been in line for a second. And he was like, oh, go, you're probably next. Just because he'd been looking at me for so long, he just I forgot that what was literally happening. I was like, mind your business, please.
That's so weird. I can't with that.
The train is here. So you need to get better at this. When you're gone, I'll talk by myself for 5 minutes.
No, I know.
Take a minute and a half.
I know my brain just like literally just said no thoughts, head empty, no idea. But this is a little bit of a swerve onto another topic, but I really miss sleepovers. And like, I don't know, I just feel like they were a lot of fun. And I actually never had like one of those huge group sleepovers. I'm actually very curious. Did you ever have like one of those, like, I don't know, girl group experiences, pillows?
Oh yeah.
About boys, like a bunch of girls together?
Yeah, I did. I hope. Welcome to my life, everyone. That's why I had to mute myself. I don't know how loud it is, but Ken can't talk by himself.
No, I'm incapable. I'm sorry. I'm not crazy like Cee Cee is. So
yeah, I am crazy. It's fine. It's
which
fine.
Is also
I can talk to a wall.
A side note, like, speaking of, oh my gosh, like I had an interview a couple of days ago, and I didn't realize that this was one of my weaknesses until recently because I haven't had to do one before. But interviews, like without another person, and it's just like a prompt, and then you get to read it for 30 seconds, and then it's like, okay, answer, and you're just talking to a camera. That is very difficult. Like, and I definitely underestimated how difficult that was.
Right.
And I didn't realize like how much I need to bounce off people to have conversation. Like,
right.
Don't recommend.
You do have really good banter. I feel like you've also got a lot going on up there because if you can banter with people, you can pretty much banter off yourself. So like, I think you just got to trust what's going to come out of your mouth. And that's kind of it. But that's a lot easier said than done. Anyways, now that the train is gone, first of all, I hope your interview went well. But
thank you.
Second of all,
I got a second interview. So and it's with a person. So we love that. Then you did
great.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then all of that's irrelevant because you did great, and now you're on the second round. Back to the sleepover thing. Yes, I did have a lot of those sleepovers when I was a kid. I had a couple of different groups of girlfriends because I could not stick around in any group of girls for long enough because that was just not my thing. Like my best friends were these 3 boys who were all siblings, and that was like my childhood. Those were the only ones.
Oh my gosh, you're one of those girls.
Yeah, I'm still one of those girls.
With girls, there's so much drama.
Well, the thing is, no, there's not so much drama. I just always got kicked out. Like I don't know. That's just like a repetitive thing in my life. It's just like I'm like, oh my god, we're vibing, and then one day it's like everybody hates me. I'm like, what happened between yesterday and today? Yeah, I don't think that I'm mean. Like, I don't know. If you're listening to this, and please just like, don't judge me. I really try my best. I really don't think I'm mean. But anyways, it's happened. At this point, it has happened. It happened a couple of times in elementary school. It happened in middle school. It happened with a group in high school, and it happened to me in college. Like,
damn girl.
What did I know?
What the curse?
Yeah.
Something.
Right. It's always 3 girls, and then all of a sudden I'm kicked out. 4 is too many, I guess, and that's fine.
You never make the cut. What's up with that? This
No, I don't
sucks.
know. I can't place. But anyway, I had there was one sleepover that I had when I was little that I remember really well. It was at my best friend's house, who's still my best friend to this day. She's stuck around, but we're a duo. So it was like us and then 2 of our friends. Little did we know though that they were really not our friends, because now the other girl who was there, we really do not appreciate, but she's also a Republican, and like a Republican in a bad way. So we're like not into that vibe. And then this other girl who I thought was my friend, who was not my friend, because at that sleepover, she flipped me over in one of those like gaming chairs. I was in first grade. I was in like one of those cute little like gaming, like banana looking kind of chairs. She flipped me over. I slid across the carpet and had all down my nose like carpet burn.
Oh
And
my God, bitch.
yeah, and it scarred. Like it was like that until I want to say until like middle school. Like you could still see that it was there. And that was like 2 days before my first grade yearbook photo. So if you take a really good look at all of my first grade pictures, I have a giant scar carpet burn scrape going all the way down my nose. And I'm pretty sure that she did it intentionally because
I
of
was gonna
that.
say sabotage, like
Yeah.
100%. What a fake
So
bitch.
I know
Wherever you are now, if I see you, it's over. And I
she's
hope
still
you're
in the
listening.
same town. So unless you go back to Clayton, North Carolina, then I don't think you're going to run into her. Thank God.
That's so unfortunate. Not like I said, like I never really had like a really big group like sleepover moment. My parents were
Mhm.
super overprotective, so I never got to be with one of the boys, which honestly
Right.
that probably would have been a sad time for me anyways.
Yeah.
So because I don't like what do boys do at sleepovers? Like
That's honestly a great question. But I actually, it's kind of the same thing. I feel like everybody does the same shit. Like you sit around, you talk, you watch something, play something, go to bed and like laugh just at nothing. Like I feel like it's all the
oh my
same.
gosh, that is like going to bed is always the most fun part because it's just
Right.
like so distracting. I live
Yes.
for that. Yes.
Yeah, I'm always, whenever I'm having a sleepover with people, I'm always the last person to fall asleep. Like, I have such a terrible time going to sleep by myself. And just knowing that there are other presences in the room,
Yeah.
I'm just like, I can't do it.
It's hilarious. Like I cannot not laugh. For sure.
Yeah, I mean, others, let me think about other ones that I had. And another time in elementary school, the only time I've ever pulled an all nighter was at a sleepover with another group of 3 girls who ended up not liking me. So
Weird.
weird how that keeps happening. Um, that was the only all-nighter I've ever pulled. I've never once stayed up all night long in my entire life except for that one night, and I won't do
Yeah.
it again. I don't
No,
like
that
it.
shit
I
is
like going to sleep.
glamorized as fuck. Like I will no. All-nighters
Right.
are not it. Like the way that I felt the next day, that people
Mhm.
forget to tell you that like an all-nighter also includes the next day, baby. Like
Right.
what are you gonna do? Is like sleep? Like
It's a
no.
complete loss. It's a
Yeah.
complete loss. It's like, using up your happiness for the next day all in one.
Yeah.
It's just, like,
Yeah.
useless. It
That's
was
the perfect way
stupid.
of putting it though. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's like, let me be happy now so I can be miserable tomorrow, and it wasn't even that fun. Like, we literally we were so young, we, like, went walking around this huge neighborhood in the middle of the night. We were probably, like, 8. Who let us do that? We were
You
not
were
some sort of
eight?
little yes, we were not some sort of little adventure squad. Why did we it was dumb. The whole thing was dumb. I really cannot tell you why, and I won't do it again. I like sleeping. I'll stay up late, but I will eventually go to sleep.
Yeah, and when I am asleep, I want to stay asleep for a very
Exactly.
long time. So yeah, 100% agreed. I do remember whenever I would go to a sleepover, it would always unfortunately involve sports. And that was also just never my tea.
Yeah.
Specifically basketball. I just can't, like it's not there. I don't I just also like we always had to like fight or like in
Yep.
some way physically like harm each
Yep.
other. You know, like somebody had to get hurt in some way. I remember this one time, this guy was just literally throwing darts at me because he got tired of throwing them at the dartboard. Like, that's not cute. Like, and
You're
I,
joking.
No, literally. Like, I
We got target practice and Ken's the target.
no, literally. That was not cute, like at all. My
That's
God.
horrible. I hate to tell you this, Ken, but that person was not your friend.
Yeah, looking back now, it's even worse, honestly.
They
Because he was
used you
like,
as their voodoo doll, but instead of getting a voodoo doll of you, they were like, "Yeah, let's just stick this one instead."
yeah. And then they were like making fun of me for being upset because I was like literally about to cry because I was just like, this is not okay. Like, I don't I don't want to do this. And they're all like,
No,
LOL, like you're a punk, you know?
that's just straight bullying. Like you
Yeah.
just got straight up bullied.
Yeah.
Damn. But I get it though, because like I told you, my best friends when I was younger were three brothers. They were also my next door neighbors. One of them was my age, and then the other two were younger. And so, like every day, I would go and hang out with them, and like we would do shit like that, like play like basketball because they all played basketball, baseball, and football. All three of them played all three sports. So depending on the season of the year, depended on what we were going to play. And because I was the fourth person, we had just enough to have two even teams. So I would play all these sports. Bitch, could you imagine me playing a sport? Like, who could? And the amount of injuries because we would argue with each other and then just literally start physically fighting. Why? Like, what's the point?
No,
I never
literally.
tried to fight anybody. Let me just put that out there because that is dumb. But it's just like, can we not? But
Yeah, no,
the
this
amount of injuries, I broke both of my pinkies playing football because, yeah, I broke my ankle skateboarding, which I broke my ankle again recently because it was Harris's fault, anyways.
oh, shit.
Yeah, it's just like I had there's so much that could have been avoided there that was just pure damage. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad you didn't go to many sleepovers.
And also, I very much remember like the whole WWE era that every boy has. And
Yes. Oh my
so,
God.
yes. And I'm
Yes.
like, why are we fucking doing this in your mother's house when you
Right.
know she's going to be mad when we break something? But instead, you still want to Bautista bomb me on the fucking couch. Like, this is not okay. Like, why?
What
I
kind of
remember.
power trip is that?
No, literally, I remember breaking like her coffee table, and I was like, "Well, it's not my mama, so I'm not gonna get beat." But still, I'm worried
Right.
for you. I'm worried for you because after my friends would get in trouble, like with their parents, them coming back out and me just like being there, it's so awkward because it's
It's
just
so
like,
it was always so awkward to be at your friend's house when they got in trouble because
yes,
like it was in your heart of hearts you knew that it should have been you too. And
yeah,
it's just like you're watching somebody you get secondhand in trouble,
yeah. You're
but
like,
they
oh,
don't
I
want
hate to see you go, but sorry,
to
like, I'm gonna send you off to war, baby, because I'm
I
not coming
know.
with you.
That
Mm.
it was so sad. That was like so hurtful. Honestly, I in a lot of ways, I think it was worse to be the kid watching your friend get in trouble than be the kid getting in trouble. Like I would rather just my mom be like, "Stupid bitch, don't," than have to
Yeah.
watch my friend's mom tell them that.
Yeah, it's always bad. And then when they try to act like nothing happened after, and it's just like, "Ooh, baby, I know. Like, you don't gotta
Yeah,
pretend with me. Like, it's okay."
we can
Yeah.
just sit in silence here for a
Yeah,
second.
yeah. A moment of silence will do. It's fine. Actually, I'm not hungry. It's okay. Like, no. Yeah, I can wait. Ugh, the
Horrible.
embarrassment.
Yeah. But also, okay, so another thing about sleepovers too is I am like I mentioned my nighttime routine a little bit, but I like my me time and I like things the way that I like them done. So like even if I'm going one place for a night, like I need my toothbrush, my toothpaste, I need my bonnet, I need my face wash, I need my moisturizer. And if I don't get these things, then I'm fucking pissed. And so, like, especially as I got older, going to sleepovers, you wake up, you're disgusting, and people are like, "Oh, let's go do something." Fuck no. Where's my CeraVe? Where is my moisturizer? I need a shower. I need like so many new clothes. How like I am too high maintenance. I'm too high maintenance for that.
Uh, yeah, no, I agree. It's just definitely like a subpar version of living when you've
Yes.
gotta do that because it's not what I'm used to. And I'm sorry, babe, but I need the full experience. Like
Right.
I do. It's how I need to end my night. Honestly, though, I have not been on my shit recently, like in terms of nighttime
Step it back up.
routine and things like that. Well, it's been a crazy week. I left all of my stuff at the airport, like in my bag, like my toothbrush, my deodorant, my medicine, my all of my skincare, all of my skincare.
You
On
left
the
it at
way,
the airport?
yes, on the way there. So I didn't even get to use it while I was there. um,
Kennedy. Yeah, let's take a second. Let's talk about that because so we had our room come out on Saturday. Again, plug for Blossom. It's
yeah,
gorgeous. Go look
you
at
should check
it.
it out.
Lydia
I'm
killed it. The
in
photos. Yeah, Ken's in it. He looks
it.
great. Um, but so we had a room coming out on Saturday, and that was the day that you were supposed to be going to New York. And so you're like, "Hey, can you take care of it?" I was like, "Fucking yeah, sure, I can do that, no problem." So I'm getting on there and I'm like seeing their changes on the website already that I didn't make. I was like, "Who's done this? Like, what's going on here?" And so I'm like, "Hey, have you updated this?" And you're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Aren't you supposed to be on a plane? Like, what's going on?" I was so fucking confused. I was like, am I crazy? Like, what's happening here?
Yeah, so that was a very interesting Saturday was a very interesting day for sure. Because my boyfriend and I were supposed to be leaving at actually, okay. The plan was 4:30 in the morning, waking up, getting ready. He was gonna pick me up at 5, and we were supposed to be on the way. A very cute
Mhm,
flight. Our flight was at 7:30, whatever. We are gonna get there early and just, whatever. Um,
mhm.
and he told me make sure you set your alarm, whatever. And I was like, I know, I'm setting more than enough. Please call me at 4:45 if I don't wake up, like whatever.
Mhm.
So tell me why I wake up and there's light outside. And I'm like,
You fucked up.
wait a minute. And then I look at my phone and there's like so many missed calls, like a text and all this stuff. And I look at the time and it's like 7:10. My flight is at 7:30. I was
I just
like,
want you to know if I was someone, I would have killed you. Like, I would have absolutely killed you.
no, like actually, like he's like the fact that he
He's
like
way
was
more
so
patient than I would have ever been.
yeah, he was very, very nice about it. Very nice about it. But I called him and I was like apologizing so much because it was like
Yes.
obviously like he knows it was a mistake and like it was a
Right.
very, very bad mistake to be having at that time. But he
Yes.
handled it very good. And he was like, it's fine. Like I rescheduled for a flight that's at 8:30. Just try to make it here on time. And I'm like, okay. Like, cause he's like already like there. And there's also a flight at 2:30 that I could take if that one didn't work out. But I was like, okay, like I'm gonna make this work. I'm literally having a full fucking panic attack, by the way, at this point, because I'm like, this is like worst like case scenario. So then
That
I'm like,
part of the
okay,
paragraph made my heart hurt because I just know how horrible that feels. Like that
yeah,
moment where you're just like, it's almost an out of body experience at that
yeah.
point.
I was like, this isn't real. This isn't real. Like, this did not happen. Like, because I never like that with traveling. Like, this is like, oh
No,
my God, I'm not that person. But,
you're
anyways,
never like the oversleep on something important type of person. Like I've never known you to do anything like that.
yeah. So, and it's crazy because I didn't wake up with my alarm going off. I don't know how the fuck I just like didn't. I don't know. It's whatever. But basically, I tried to call an Uber, and Uber's like, oh well, fuck you. There's no like drive like. You can't do it. But of course, it led me on for a while and was like, getting a driver, getting a driver. And it was like, just kidding.
Mhm.
So, anyways, I knocked on Ren's door and Ren just happened to be up and Ren drove me to the airport.
Rin
Thank
deserves a
God.
fucking like medal. Like she does so much shit for
Yeah.
us. Like
Yes.
she is we got to have her on
Guardian
one of these days.
angel. A
Yes,
guardian angel.
the amount of
Yes.
times that I have been fed mentally, physically, and emotionally from shit Rin has done, that
Yes.
wow.
Yeah, for real. So Ren, no questions asked, drives me to the airport. Fucking G. But I get there at 8:08 and I'm like, okay. So I run in and I go straight to like the check-in things and I'm like trying to like do it. And then the guy at the desk is like, okay, like, whoa, you're in a rush, like come here, like what's going on? And I'm like 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 I tell him my name and I tell him what flight I'm supposed to be on. And then the lady beside him is like, baby, it's 8:08, you're not making it. I was like, the
Oh
fuck I am, baby. Give me my fucking ticket.
That's
So,
horrible. It's
yeah,
like,
that's
you
not.
couldn't just believe in me a little bit,
No,
girl.
I'm
You
like,
couldn't just believe in me.
yeah, I'm like, did you really need to add that up in there? You could just
Right.
let me go, like, But anyways, so then I have to go through security, and I go to security. I'm like, is there any way I can skip the front of the line? Like, I'm sorry, like like whatever. And she's like, no.
Mhm.
So I'm like, shit. So I go through security. My gate closes at 8:15, and I look at my clock, and it's like 8:16 at this point. So I'm like, it's okay, it's okay. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. So I get through
Mhm.
there. You have to take off your fucking shoes, take your laptop out of your bag, all this shit.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's where I left my really nice leather puffer jacket and all of my skincare and everything there at security.
No.
But it's okay, because
Kennedy.
I've gotten it back since. So
Oh,
it's
good.
fine. Yeah. But so yeah, I do all that and then realize like, okay, my gate, D19. Where is that? At the
That's
fucking end
far.
of the terminal.
Yeah.
At the end.
Damn.
So
They
I'm like,
would give you that too, huh?
yeah. So I was like, okay, so this is fine. But of course, like, I guess I'm not, I don't know why. I like was speed walking, wasn't running because I guess, not humble enough. I don't fucking know. But I was booking my ass there and they let me in and gave me a bottle of water to calm down.
Wow.
So we have to
Yeah,
stand.
that's lovely. Who are you flying with?
United.
United. I honestly have never once been on a United plane, but they sound like they really did something for you.
Yeah, that's what I needed at that moment. It was very, very nice. So yeah,
Good.
what a way to start off the weekend. But and then homophobia on the fucking train that night. It's ridiculous. But it was just Saturday was just weird. Saturday was weird, but the rest was
Yeah,
cool. So
good. Sometimes it's fun though when you have weird days like that. Like we've had some weird, like random shit going on with us this week, which we're not going to talk about. That's even too far for us. And y'all know we'll talk about
yeah.
anything.
And this is
But
Yikes. So
yes.
yeah. So that's how you
That
know.
is like too big of yikes. But it's always kind of fun when stuff like that happens though, because it adds a little bit of spice,
Yeah,
a
it
little
makes
bit of
the
something
story.
extra.
I wouldn't have anything to say if that didn't happen. Like, what would I talk about?
Exactly.
If you can't laugh at my misery, then like, what's the point of Yikes? So,
Exactly. We forgot to do our little thing at the beginning where we say I'm whatever, and well, you know what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
But yours is now I'm Ken. I let my friends pretend I'm a dartboard, and I lose my shit at the airport, and I
Literally, I live a miserable life. These are tears.
I'm worse than the person shitting on the subway.
No, literally. I just found out that I am more dangerous and harmful to a child than a man shitting. So
This is like a really big this is like we thought, oh, it's nighttime, let's talk about sleepovers, nighttime shit. Like we planned that little part, but like we've gotten so off track. So let me tell you about this time. Have I told you about the time I saw a man shitting on the sidewalk here?
in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Oh my god, not just in Raleigh, North Carolina, across the street from my apartment building.
Oh my god. Why?
I don't know. It was midday in like the middle of the week. It was like 2 p.m. in the middle of the week because I like to go and get myself a Diet Coke from McDonald's every once in a while when I just really am struggling with making it through the day. I'll get my car and drive 2 minutes to McDonald's, get my Diet Coke, and then come back home. So it was one of those days, and I was crossing the train tracks, pulling up to the stop sign, sit there looking to see if anybody's coming, and I see a full bare ass. I'm like, what? It is 2 p.m. What is going on?
Said, wait a minute, I'm on the wrong side of the street. What's going on?
Yeah. I'm like, okay. And so I look really quick and then I look forward because I'm like, this feels really like an invasion. And so I'm like, okay, but I really need to know what's going on. And so I look back and the man is just full blown, just shitting ass out, middle of the city, middle of the day, middle of the week, middle of my line of vision on the fucking sidewalk. So yeah,
Oh, I love that. I love
That's that story. I
that.
have no idea what happened to him. I don't know what was going on. He was by a car. I don't know if it was his car, if it was just like an emergency, but it was like there
He
were
said,
so
"I gotta
many
go right
places.
now.
Well,
Right
there were so
now."
many places close by to where he was that would have just been coverage, right? It would have been like, just I mean, just one single leaf would have done him a lot better because I saw it from the back. So I don't even know what it looked like from
You know
every
what?
other
I
direction.
need that type of confidence. I do. You know, well, like, where can
Yeah.
I find that? Where can I get that? I need that. Just
I don't
not giving a fuck. Like, literally, not a rat's ass. So, you know what? I'm going to shit right here. I
yeah,
love
not a
that for
rat's ass,
him.
my ass. Yeah, I have no idea. That was weird. That was like, I don't know, that was a couple months ago, and I haven't seen or heard from him
Oh my
since.
God. You
But
said, "Welcome to New York." You said your little slice of New York. But
yes, this truly was my little slice of New York. And so somehow Ken's worse than all of the people shitting just because he actually has a boyfriend. Something
love
that
that.
a significant other, something that we're all jealous of. Well, actually, not really. I couldn't give anybody my attention right now, but I'm happy that you have somebody to give you attention.
Thank you. I'm happy too.
But as we're getting close to the end here, I feel like that's a really funny place to kind of start wrapping things up. But honestly, where can we go from there? It's kind of
Yeah.
um
You came here for a
so
story, you got a story.
yes. That means it's time for the fashion tip of the week.
Fashion tip of the week. Okay,
Yes.
okay. So this week we're going to talk about knitwear, which is actually
Yes.
something that we had featured on our website and on
Yes.
our Instagram. Check out that
Go check it
article
out.
written by Lydia.
Mhm.
But knitwear is super in right now. I actually, when I was in New York, got a super fucking cute pastel purple knitted like little sweater vests because those are like really in right now.
I know. I
But
really want a sweater vest. I was shit, that was a poor choice of words. I was looking at sweater vests just before we got on here. Because I'm trying to put some more masculine pieces in my style. I've learned that I'm really a lot more comfortable when I have more masculine energy to my clothes. And so I'm trying to like bring that in. And I feel like you can, but the thing about sweater vests, I feel like it could be
yeah.
like either energy that you want.
I mean, that's what's like so lovely about it. You can feminize it or you can make it look more masculine. It really just depends on what you're wearing it with. And honestly, with knitwear, it's really cool to like layer. I mean, layering
Mhm.
was a whole nother like fashion tip a
Right.
many weeks ago. But
Many weeks, many moons.
but yeah, like that comes back into the knitwear. Like it's really cool. I mean, you can even wear them. I mean, I'm personally a fan of like wearing a vest with nothing under it. I really like the way that style looks, but
Mhm.
layering works wonders and it keeps you fucking warm during a fucking global crisis that we're having right now. So maybe
Right.
you should consider doing it wherever you
Yes.
listeners are. But yeah.
Right. Um, I also really love that you can a lot of these like really looser knits too are still really appropriate for like the spring and like even early summer because they're not super hot, which
Yeah.
is like so cool because that just gets to take something that most of the time is only a wintertime thing, but now it can be an all the time thing.
Yes, I'm very excited to actually bring like my vests into the summer and the like spring warmer months
Hmm.
basically. Just because like you said, I feel like there's a way to still style it. And I feel like summer fashion recently has been very like minor. Like I feel like there's not that much that people do during the summer. You're hot, so you're like, fuck it, I'm just gonna wear the least amount of clothes as possible, which I
Right.
live, but spice it up a little bit, baby. Wear your fucking
Right.
sweater vest. Why not? Why not?
I Um, so I love summertime, right? As somebody with like some seasonal depression, I love the summertime because the sun's up and I'm not as sad. And that's awesome for me. I just love that. But the summer styles that keep coming back that get on my nerves, like the denim, like the denim shorts that are just a little bit too long. The
Mm,
the tank
mm,
top that's just got a little bit too much lace on it for some reason. I
yeah,
can't
no.
I that part every I just I hate summer because I just want to be like, please just don't bring that back. So if you're
Yeah.
listening to this, PSA, please don't bring those items back. I really just can't. If you're wearing jean shorts, I need to see at least the bottom of your ass cheek, or I think that something is going to go
I
wrong.
want Daisy Dukes or take them off because we don't. We need the thighs. We need to see the thighs. Jorts and any other style are not acceptable.
It just makes your legs look so stumpy. Like it's okay. So there's one thing where it's like a really long short, then it's like baggy, kind of like really, I don't oversized, where it's like way too long. Cool.
Yeah.
That looks sick. You're awesome. If I can see the bottom of your ass cheek, cool. Your legs look so long. That looks awesome. If you stop right in the middle of your thigh, if you essentially wear the shorts that you had to wear at school because that was where the length had to be because you had to raise your shoulders up and that's where your fingertips were. If they pass that test like that, just barely, then get rid of them.
It's
Cut
that middle range, anywhere from like where the knee is up until, where you might have your little fancy freckle on your thigh. We don't need it. We don't need it.
We're done.
Yeah.
Agreed. So that's my fashion tip of the week.
This has a hot take. Okay. I live.
Yes, I can't. And like whenever I think about summer styles, it's always one of the first things I think about. I think it's just because it's triggering and toxic to me. So just try not to bring that back.
Well, you heard it here, folks. Cee Cee will beat your ass if she sees you in a pair of jorts.
I will.
Personally. So.
Yep. If you need to report a crisis, a crime, call 919. Okay. Yeah. We're done. We're getting too far off now. This one was even too much for us. We're not allowed to do this in the nighttime.
I don't know. I'm kind of vibing.
It's kind of fun though.
Yeah. Thank you guys for joining Yikes After Hours.
Yes. We're so happy that you joined us. We're not going to try and injure you in any way, shape, or form at our sleepover that we just had. Which is more than can be said than the kids that Ken and I were friends with.
Yeah. Her emotionally, me literally physically. So.
Yes. Yeah. Check out my first grade yearbook picture and know that we'll never treat you that way. But check out Blossom too. Blossom's out. It looks beautiful. Yes. Follow us on Instagram. Why not? Let's just plug everything. Follow us on Instagram at Looks Attached. Follow me at Cee Cee Huffman. Follow Ken at Ken.Davis. Follow us on Twitter. Everywhere.
TikTok. Everywhere.
TikTok. Follow us on TikTok. Yeah, give me some likes so I don't feel embarrassed about posting random shit on there. Although I'm never really going to. That place is the shit show. Yeah, just give us some clout and tell us we're pretty. And that's really all we need. So yeah,
I'll be a happy camper.
That's all I'm really looking for in this life. But that being said, thanks for joining us. And we'll see you next time on Yikes.